We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.
You can go, I said.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. Thank you so much for pulling up and clicking the play button. Hopefully, you hit that like button as well. This is the Morning Vantage, episode number 65. 65 episodes in. Thank you, everyone, for pulling up. Shout out to my blues, my amazing moderators. Nanny's Take on the World was here first. Shout out to Shane for pulling up. Shout out to all of my greens. Those are the people who have joined our memberships on YouTube. If you want to be a part of the gang, make sure you hit the join button so you can join as well. Shout out to Queen B and Chift and who else we got pulled up? Louis B. Fishing and Jared Dupree. Shout out to all you guys. Darnice Speaks. Hello, gang. What's going on? Hopefully you had an amazing weekend. Mine was a little stressful. I'm just going to keep it honest with you. Mine was a little stressful. I usually don't get stressed out about things, but life has been hitting us a lot over on this side. But at the end of the day, God did bless me with another day to get it right. He protected me and my family as we slept last night from seen and unseen dangers. He has provided me with a bunch of support and people who love and care about me and my family from all over the world. And for that, I am eternally grateful, and I can do nothing but give him all praise, glory, and honor for every single thing that he has done for me, my family, my friends, my supporters, all of you guys. And it's great to see your faces. So when you have a moment, do me a favor and answer my poll. Is simply to ask you, did you give thanks today? That's it. All right. And if you don't have anything to give thanks for, his grace and his mercy is sufficient. There's a bunch going on inside of the political world today. For one, Trump put out this hilarious AI video of Obama being arrested while they were inside of the Oval Office. And then it shows him, walking around in this orange jumpsuit and everything. But the reason why this is so on time is because there's this one brother who was actually banned from X. His name is Dom Lucre. Please let me know if y'all are familiar with Dom Lucre with a thumbs up. But Dom Lucre is a social media content creator, influencer with a ton of followers. He's all over the place. This brother has reach. He has connections. He's been doing this for a minute, and shout out to him and all of his success. But he put out this video earlier today with him actually at the White House. And the reason why he was kicked off of X is because he put some information out about Obama's chef, Tafari Campbell. You know, the black gentleman that was 6 feet tall that ended up drowning in a 3 foot to 4 foot, 3 foot deep pool inside in the backyard of the Obama's mansion. And nobody was held accountable for that whatsoever. So he actually went and spoke about this to Caroline Leavitt at the White House. I want y'all to see this drink, then we're going to have a good conversation. Also, if you have not seen our live stream on Friday, where we were discussing, I believe it was Friday, on Friday, or was it Saturday? It was Saturday, when we were discussing the information that came out through Tulsi Gabbard. All right, because Tulsi Gabbard got her foot on the pedal, and she is trying to get some things done so that she can expose the Obamas, well, specifically ex-president Barack Obama's role in Russia, in the RussiaGate hoax. All right. Apparently, he kept pressing the issue. There was nothing there. Official information came out saying there's nothing here, but he kept on persisting. There's nothing here. We got to take this dude down. We got to get something. All right, let's put a lie out there. Who cares? Nobody cares. We got half of the world that want to see this guy go down. So we'll just run off of the lie. What they going to do? Prove us wrong? A president has never been in jail, blah, 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 blah. So he's probably banking on that. And they ran with it. They did not care. So we're going to cover this right here. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, man. This is going to be an amazing live stream. And I ask that you guys continue to pray for my family. My sister is back in the hospital. They found more blood clots around her abdomen. She was released after surgery, having a third of her liver removed because there was a tumor on it that was growing. And you know what? We brought her back home. She was home for a few days, and then she was right back because she was on the computer, just trying to do some work, trying to set upright, and then she just fell out for no reason. And so a lot is going on with her right now. I ask for y'all prayers. If y'all can send out a prayer to the Lord for my sister Nika, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, Nanny's Take on the World. I appreciate that. All right, let's go and jump into it, gang. Hit the like button if you haven't already.
Thank you for giving me the honor to be able to ask a question and provide some transparency for the American people. Speaking of, I wanted to reference the election integrity. A lot of people in America are questioning if there's any possibility that we could see further investigations for anyone that could have violated our election integrity rights. And more importantly, so is there any possibility for names such as Barack Hussein Obama, Hillary Rodham Clinton to ever just possibly get investigated for any of these, questions from the American people, any of the wrongdoings they might have done?
Well, it's refreshing to actually hear a question on election integrity because the legacy media would never ask such a question. They're so out of touch with where the American people are on this issue. And Americans, you're absolutely right, want to have trust in our electoral system. Without free and fair elections, you cannot have a free and fair country. And President Trump has absolutely been a leader on this effort, talking about the irregularities we've seen in our elections, holding Democrats accountable for allowing illegal immigrants to participate in our elections. And he actually signed a recent executive order to protect the integrity of our elections. It will strengthen voter citizenship verification laws. It also directs the Attorney General to enter information sharing agreements with state election officials to identify cases of election fraud. So that correspondence between the federal government and the Attorney General with state and local officials has never happened before. It will allow the federal government to more easily identify these cases of fraud and then prosecute those who violate our election laws. And it is, again, appalling that any politician, regardless of party, could be against ensuring only American citizens can vote in American elections. How could anyone ever be against ensuring Americans need to have proof of identification to participate in our elections? You see the Democrats falling over themselves, trying to say this is somehow voter suppression. Absolutely not. We are trying to ensure that every American citizen, their vote actually counts and is not being outweighed by fraudulent votes and fraudulent ballots that we know have been cast in previous elections. So the president's taking this very seriously. He signed an extremely strong executive order directing action from the AG and the Department of Homeland Security as well to clean up our elections. And we expect Congress to do more on this front as well.
All right, so what you just now saw was Caroline Levitt answering Dom Lucre's question about voter integrity. All right, so we all know that the last administration, let me take these off right here. I had to put this on because it was a little low. So the last administration, and the left never admits to this, but if they were honest, they would. Just keep it a buck. If the Democrats was honest, if left-leaning or progressive voting people who voted for Kamala were honest, They were looking to exactly what they did with the illegal immigrant situation last year. I mean, in the last 4 years, what they were doing was bringing illegal immigrants over here from many countries and trying to turn them into voters. They were actually registering them as voters. They were paying them $1,400 per family and taking care of all of their housing and everything. They was putting them up in shelters. They were putting them up in hotels. They were putting them up in brand new apartments that were they were putting them up in brand new apartments. They were giving them goodie bags, transportation. Some of them had their driver's licenses. Some of them had cars, and they were only over here for months. Even when they got arrested for actually committing crimes in New York, D.C., Maryland, you name it, they were put inside of a holding cell just for a moment, got a slap on the wrist, and released right out there to the world, where nobody knew who they was. They had no identification whatsoever. They was trying to create new voters. They was trying to boost the economy by putting their money, putting our taxpayer money in their pockets so that they can go out there and spend, and then they come back and do it again. Some people were actually on record showing that they had spending cards. I don't know what kind of cards they are, so I'm not even going to try to act like I do. But some of them had cards, credit cards in their pockets with more than $13,000 on them. More than $13,000 on them. So obviously, President Trump ran on cleaning up this whole immigration thing, because the left kept acting like their hands was tied. They kept acting like everything that we're trying to do is all inside of the border bill. It's the border bill, border bill, border bill. Not understanding that most people were not going to, well, they understood that most people weren't going to go and read the border bill, which actually put aside $56 billion for Ukraine war, $12 billion for the actual border. You know, the border that they got rid of all of the materials that were there, start selling them for pennies on a dollar, trying to get rid of the wall that was going to be put up by Trump and all those other things. They was completely trying to destroy the fabric of the United States of America. And they was trying to push their person across the finish line. It almost got done. We look at it as there was like this clean sweep, this red wave. No, it was actually closer than you guys think it was, because their cheating almost worked. Now, why is this a timely matter? This is a timely matter because Tulsi Gabbard herself just now went out there, and she's out there now speaking on this, on the fact that President Barack Obama's name was huge in the Russian hoax. You know, they was trying to say that Russia colluded with Donald J. Trump, with President Trump, in order for him to win in his first election back in 2016. So they're saying that he wouldn't have even won if it weren't for Russia doing what they did, tapping into our systems and getting things to go in Trump's way, right? Well, it was proven, and we talked about this last week, that that was not the case, but they was trying to create one out of nothing. All right. So here's some actual footage showing it, and we're going to get to Obama's. Let's see, this whole live stream is going to be about President Barack Obama, and it's not because I want to poop on him. I honestly don't want to degrade anybody's work or anybody's momentum, what they've done, those type of things. I don't care about that. I don't want to break up the Obama family or none of that, although the Obama family aren't even very proud of being Obamas. I mean, we clearly see that. There's no place that Barack Obama went that Michelle, if she didn't want to go, she didn't want to attend, she did not go. She said, look, you go by yourself. You are the Obama. At first, you were Barry Soetoro. Now you are Barack Obama. You get out there and you handle the Obama stuff. Go ahead and hug babies and wave and kiss people on the cheek. That's your business. That's what you do. Even the daughters are going to go ahead and change their names. So the Obama legacy is actually done. And that's the unfortunate part. And I say unfortunate because he's the first black president. And I voted for him back in when he very first ran. I voted for him 2 times, and I changed my voter registration to Republican after his first term, but I still voted for him because I was in the mindset of vote blue no matter who. I put my head in the sand and didn't really pay attention to politics all like that. And whenever I received my direction or instruction for the political landscape, it came from MSNBC or CNN. That's all I watched. I thought that Fox News was demonic. I thought that the only place you can get your news was on MSNBC and CNN. And they directed me to believe that everything that Barack Obama was doing was absolutely perfect. But then we ran across this Russian hoax. So, just to take y'all back just for a second, the Russian hoax. All right, so no, let's go to Jan 6. Let's go to Jan 6. I believe that if the presidency was not stolen on 2020, that Jan 6 would have never happened. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. And this is why. Is because none of the information that was out about Hunter Biden could be discussed publicly without social media content influencers, content creators being kicked off of certain platforms for discussing it. Why? Because they put the Hunter Biden files under child rape and molestation files. So whenever you shared any of his videos talking about Hunter Biden being inside of hotel rooms, holding weapons up against women, naked, smoking crack, those type of things. And those weren't even rumors. They're actually documented. It's actual pictures and video of him doing it, but we couldn't share it. They wouldn't allow those things to be free for anybody to share. So they shut us down. So then Elon Musk purchases X and allow people to start to speak about things ad nauseum. But some of those, what you call it, guys? What you call it? The third rail was still set up in X. So if some people still discuss certain things, it would trigger the system and it'll automatically be kicked out. And I know this for a fact because my wife still to this day cannot get on X. She's done from X. And she's more the extreme left style, type. But whenever she logged in and tried to discuss certain things, they were like, nope, you're done. You can't talk about anything. And she even went and started following the Tennessee, some Tennessee guy with a fro that wanted to sound like Dr. King, and he was left-leaning Marxist mentality type of guy, and he was trying to rile up the base and do his speeches like Dr. King and all those other things, sounding corny as hell. The Harris twins made fun of him. I made fun of him over here, and my wife tried to follow him, and they was like, nope, we don't need no more of you. You're out. So she can't even log back on X. So I go back to my original point. They tried to project onto MAGA Republicans and conservatives that it was you all that was trying to steal the election. It was you all that was trying to bully people into voting the way that you wanted them to vote. And it was absolutely the opposite. So now we're here with Barack Obama being put out there on forefront, and they're trying to see if he's going to be held accountable. I 1000% believe that he won't be held accountable, not for this Russian hoax, not for his chef being found unalived in his pool in the back, or lake, whatever they have in the back of their mansion, which goes 3 feet to 4.3 feet. And he was extremely healthy. He was an actual swimmer. He worked out all the time, but then he just, with no witnesses, just drowned paddle boating in the backyard of the Obama estate, and nobody can talk about it. So now we're talking about it again. Here is Tulsi Gabbard, who appeared on another show right here. No. Let's slow down. All right. So I'm going to play this right here. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments. Every time I play these things, there's music always in them. So I really don't like that part because the music takes away from it. They actually come back and say, Van, you're not supposed to play that. But I'm going to play it any daggone way. Y'all see this right here? This came from the Benny Johnson show. Hit the like button if you have not already. Let's get to it, gang. Hold on one second. Here we go.
What's up, guys? This is not a drill. President Trump just posted video of Barack Obama getting put on his knees and arrested by the FBI inside of the White House as President Trump looks on, grinning. It's go time. Here we go.
No one, especially the president, is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one 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 is above the law. No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Oh, son of a bitch.
The future of MAGA is here. For Giotto Blow. This shit is
Donald Trump is your president. 2024, we coming back. Joe Biden in the crowd taking naps. And his son Hunter doing crack. Call me what you want, but don't call me a Democrat. They wanna put him in jail, but I write him in even if he's in a cell. I write you in. Y'all need the dead dad. I'm still coming through your hood in my red hat. I might buy a MAGA chain, let me call my jeweler. I'm exposing all these rhinos like I'm Lord Loomer. We still don't have the manifesto from the trans shooter. Your girl like AOC, I want a girl like Brad Cooper. Woo! Real MAGA gang, you know how I rock it.
This is obviously in reference to the Obamagate scandal that has blown up over the last couple of days. Trump's director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, releasing bombshell, smoking gun evidence that Barack Obama absolutely committed seditious conspiracy and tried to stage a coup against Donald Trump. It's all there. The facts are there. And now it's been referred to the DOJ for prosecution. Looks like Trump's ready to cook.
As he should be. Now, I do want to say this. Barack Obama, he lost me in a current interview. He was on the Michelle Obama podcast. His wife has a podcast with her brother. All right, so... And I know y'all call her Big Mike and all that other stuff. That's y'all business. Y'all feel free. I try my best to be as respectful as possible. And until I see a ding-a-ling on Michelle, I'm not going to call her that. All right. So, but y'all go ahead. I ain't going to correct you. Do your thing. All right. So I do want to say this. All right. So Tulsi Gabbard did put out some information on this brother, but Barack Obama, he lost me. I was having a conversation with my son, Jojo, and he said, did you hear what President Barack Obama said on Michelle Obama's podcast, where he's encouraging little boys to have gay role models? And when I heard him say that, I said, yeah, I just now saw on the podcast where he says something like that. And I think of it in two ways. And he said, well, I think it's disgusting because out of all things that he can think of, his number one priority is to push young boys toward having adult relationships with gay men. Now, I want y'all to think about that for a minute. Why should young boys go out of their way to have relationships with adult males seeking their guidance, seeking their leadership? I want to be guided by nothing but gay men. Why is that? And then he went on to give an example saying that his college professor was gay and they just so happened to be great friends for the rest of his life. And children should seek homosexual. And so basically what my issue is, why is it, and we're going to get back to the original point, but why is it that, and if you're a Democrat, help me out with this. And if you're a Black Democrat, I really need your help with this because I can't wrap my head around it. Why is it that Barack Obama is going out of his way to make sure that young boys have relationships with adult gay men? Please feel free to answer that at your leisure. It's not a great look at all. It's a bad look. It goes in the wrong direction. Now, keep in mind, this is the same guy. This is the same guy that is responsible for Gay Pride Month He gave them an entire month. Think about this. Let's go to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris hosted a bunch of gay pride parties at her home while she was the VP over the last 4 years. They even hosted a gay pride function at the White House. Why is it that at every opportunity that Barack Obama has, he promotes the gay agenda? I don't understand that for the life of me. Okay, Van, maybe you're being a little too harsh on him. Probably. But here's the thing. There were rumors that Michelle Obama and Barack Obama were split because they haven't seen them anywhere since 2024. Not together. They haven't seen them together since 2024, right? So the very first time that we see President Obama speak publicly, he's asking young boys to have relationships with adult gay men. Okay, so now we have this situation with his chef that they're rumored is rumors that Barack Obama was in an unhealthy friendship with this chef, and some information was about to come out about that relationship. All speculation. I'm not saying any of this is true 1000%. I'm just simply saying look into it, consider it, because none of this sits well. When my son brings me this information, at first I'm looking at it from two sides. I'm saying Barack Obama is trying to get the point across that you can't understand a group of individuals unless you have relationships with that group of individuals. Something like if you're a rich white person and you want to have opinions or thoughts of what goes on in impoverished communities in black hoods, black neighborhoods, then maybe you want to go around that neighborhood, see what it's like, move into that neighborhood and see if you understand fully of what they go on, or have conversations with people who are from that neighborhood. So in order for your empathy levels to go up a bit, you might want to have more relationships with people in those communities. That's what I was getting from how he was trying to portray it. But then when I'm having the conversation with my son and I'm explaining it to him, a light bulb went on. And I'm like, wait a minute. He has the opportunity to guide young men any way he wants. He could say you should read more books. You should play more sports. You should work out more because your health is wealth. You should look into business ownership at a young age, and try to get some mentors who are in business or who are in health or are in those areas. But what he decided to do was push them toward gay adult males. My question is, why in the hell is he doing that? Why is he so gung-ho about us having relationships? Like, not adults having relationships with gay men, but young people, young boys specifically. And then JoJo said to me, he said, he don't even have any sons, but yet he wants to guide other people's sons to have relationships with. Now, that is a pedophile's mindset, to tell young boys to go out of their way to have relationships with adult gay men. And my thing is this: the only person who will say to do something like that is an adult gay male. Now let's go a little deeper. I think that conversation lends itself to a bigger story that might be breaking very soon. All of the people that call Michelle Big Mike, listen, and I gotta brace myself with how I say this. All right. All the people who are calling Michelle Big Mike could possibly be onto something, because it seems like they are trying to prepare us for some news that's coming out. Here you are on your wife's podcast. You're supposed to be talking about things that help you and your wife maintain the relationship and friendship and partnership that you have had over the years. How you raised two beautiful daughters and was able to be a president for 2 terms and come out unscathed. But yet, my son pointed out, he said, have you ever seen his daughters loving on him, like showing that they really love to be around him or they care for him or anything like that? I said, no, they don't show anything like that. They just show him with his wife, and it seems like it's something that's curated, something that's put together for the cameras, put together for the American eyes to be able to get fooled by whatever they're representing, right? But then they get older, move from the White House, and they change their last names. They're changing their last names, and they don't want to have anything to do with that name for some reason. Correct me if I'm wrong. Guys, I am a novice when it comes to politics, but feel free to correct me if I am wrong, okay? All right? But okay, let me go ahead and answer these. We got a couple of super chats that came in. Shout out to Sugar Shane. Thank you so much for gifting a membership to somebody. I really appreciate that, big dog. Shout out to Sugar Shane, man. He's a dope guy. And shout out to Paula Williams for the super sticker. I appreciate it, love. Thank you so much, Paula. Y'all are so dope. All right. So that's our questions. Now we got this. So we might get some information about Michelle Obama being in the community, because they talk about it too much. Somebody also pointed out the fact that Michelle Obama's brother looks like a man that's trying to look like a woman. And Michelle Obama looks like a woman. Look like a woman that's trying not to look like a man. So now you have Barack Obama on the podcast that's discussing I don't want to talk about that too much, and all, because I don't want to get in trouble. So here's Tulsi Gabbard going on Fox News, having this conversation about the information that she just now dropped. We're going to show some of that, but check this out, man. This is about the chef. We're going to get to it.
And I understand that there is more, perhaps, that you are going to come out with next week. And I was told that that's why they raided Mar-a-Lago, that they wanted to find the Trump-Russia documents that indicated there was absolutely no collusion and that there was no evidence to even start such an investigation. But Trump didn't have it there in Mar-a-Lago, but that's why they raided his house in 2022. Is that correct?
I don't have the details on the specifics of the Mar-a-Lago raid itself. Those are within the possession of the FBI. But there's no question in my mind that this intelligence community assessment that President Obama ordered be published, which contained a manufactured intelligence document. It's worse than even politicization of intelligence. It was manufactured intelligence that sought to achieve President Obama and his team's objective, which was undermining President Trump's presidency and subverting the will of the American people. So yes, next week we will be releasing more detailed information about how exactly this took place and the extent to which this information was sought to be hidden from the American people, hidden from officials who would be in a position to do something about it. And that's really the point here that I think is most important, Maria, and you said it in your opening. Accountability is essential for the future of our country, for the American people to have any sense of trust in the integrity of our democratic republic. Accountability, action, prosecution, indictments for those who are responsible for trying to steal our democracy is essential for us to make sure that this never happens to our country again.
Now, I don't know, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm just going to say this, and I don't want to be Dennis Downer or anything like that. But until I see an arrest, I'm not believing it. I want to see some arrests. That's only because regular American citizens get arrested when we do something bad, right? They were trying to arrest Trump. They tried to arrest him. They arrested some people that was on his cabinet. They got some people together and they was like, why would they arrest him? It was big for TV. They got some things done. The Democrats was cold. They were extremely cold. Like when you think about it, they were getting people arrested left and right. And then they tried to drain Trump's bank account. Shout out to Letitia James, or as we call her, Respucia Lattimore. That's Eddie Murphy's wife on Norbit. Just in case you don't know who that is, Respucia Lattimore. Feel free to Google Respucia Lattimore, and you tell me if she's not a doppelganger of Letitia James, right? So we're looking to have somebody, anybody from this camp, especially the big man, be held accountable. Have him in front of some people answering some questions. I mean, like make him take an oath and run him through the same ringer that you ran Trump through. Like you continue to try to act like something's important, like voter integrity. You act like that's such a big deal when it's Hillary Clinton that was crying that Trump was stole the election. Nobody remembered it. But when Trump started saying, yo, they stole the election from me in 2020, then they want to call him and everybody else that agrees with him an election denier. When President Barack Obama was first running for president, they were saying that he wasn't from the country, so he can't run. They were saying that he was not born here, so he can't run, and those type of things. They said, who came out with that rumor? Trump came up with it. He came up with the birtherism. That was him. That's racist, and he's only doing that because Obama is black. Turns out Hillary Clinton was the one that hit the airwaves first talking about birtherism. It was her talking about it. And then when Trump heard about that, he was like, yo, if this is actually true, we need to do some research into this. What's going on? Why are we overlooking this? Why aren't we considering this? It was Hillary Clinton that put that out there. But they never want to give that they never want to put anything negative on the Clintons. Never. They don't want to put anything negative on anyone from the left. We already saw that the last 4 years was a poop show. It was a sugar honey iced tea show. And we know that 1000%. But they're going to deny every single thing. They're going to act as if the Bidens were completely legal in everything they did. Byron Donalds, he broke it down how they are an extreme crime family. You had aunts and uncles getting money from what the Bidens were doing when they were going overseas doing deals with all of these different countries. And the money was being funneled from account to account to account to account to account. Nancy Pelosi was getting paid between $200,000, $300,000 for the last 20 something years. And now she's worth almost $300 million because she was the very first person to the party to pick out whatever stocks and bonds and cryptocurrency was popping at the time. People were starting to follow whatever Nancy and Paul Pelosi decided to invest in. It was that bad, but nobody went to jail off of it. They was criminals in our faces. They did not care. It was like we got the arm of the law on our side. They love us over here. They don't like them over there, so we can do whatever we want. And whenever they try to point out anything that we've done that's illegal, we'll just say they did it and they're doing it. Trump is the criminal. He's a convicted felon. He's this, that, and the third. And now it's the same with the Epstein files. It's the exact same thing with those files. Y'all remember Sounds of Freedom. The movie Sounds of Freedom came out, and it was talking about everything that was happening, not only on the Epstein Island, but around the world, that the United States government, the left specifically, was allowing to happen. And whenever we wanted to discuss it, the left was like, that's fake news. That's a hoax. We don't want to discuss that. Hollywood is nothing like Sounds of Freedom is painting it out to be. Blah, 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 blah. It's fake, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. Then as soon as Trump says, we got more fish to fry, we got more stuff to discuss, we got bigger things to handle than this daggone Epstein file. We need to shut up about it and just move on. Obviously, they covered it up very well. It's nothing to get from it. We're trying. We've tried. We got DOJ on it. We got Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard. We got Dan Bongino. We got so many people on this, but they covered it up so well. It's nothing to eat. It's nothing but bones. There's no more meat on the bone. Let's just go ahead and put it away. What did the Democrats do with that information? Oh, he's just trying to cover it up or throw it away now because he's complicit, because he is a pedophile, because we need to bring them files out. We need to bring them files out. Even on The View, they're saying, well, all of the people that we know, Oprah, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Bill Clinton's on that bad boy like 26 times on the flight logs. So all of the people that they know, love, and respect have been on them lists for so long. And when the conservatives want to discuss it, they called it fake. They called it a hoax. But now the conservatives want to continue to handle business and say, look, there's no more meat on the bone. Let's just move on. Now they're trying to say, look at Trump. Trump is this. Trump is that. So it's a big ploy. It seems like they're playing games with us in our faces. Like they only want to make noise about something when it positively affects them or when it negatively impacts the other side that they're against. That's the only time they want to put out some information. So this story right here, this is the reason why we're covering it, because it was buried. No one discussed it anymore. No one. And it's time that we discuss it. All right. So who is this brother we got on the screen? This man's name is, what's his name? So a whistleblower from the Barack Obama's late chef Tafari Campbell's family. Let me put this up here so you guys can see it. A whistleblower from Barack Obama's late chef Tafari Campbell family has reportedly come forward, revealing that at the time of his mysterious drowning at the Obama's Martha's Vineyard estate, Campbell had been working on a tell-all book to expose the misdeeds of the Obamas. Let's go back. A whistleblower has confirmed that this chef has been writing a book, a tell-all book about the misdeeds of the Obamas. And then he dies. Hold on, let's continue. He is also said to have had a years-long sexual relationship with the former president. Okay, let's go back. Is this believable? Nah, this ain't believable. I mean, all Barack Obama does whenever he gets a platform is try to push the gay agenda. Is this believable? Maybe. What about the story of the white man that said that back in the day he used to meet up with Obama and they used to do things in the car, take advantage of like certain drugs. Not going to name the drugs because all of that's let's just stick to the story. Okay, so this chef says that he was in a years-long sexual relationship with the president. Okay, let's continue. This comes at a time shortly after Larry Sinclair, the guy we was just now talking about, a homosexual man, alleges that he smoked crack and had an affair with Obama in 1999. You guys remember Larry Sinclair? When this story very first came forward, a lot of content creators were putting it out there like, yo, have y'all heard about this? Have y'all heard about this? And everybody was like, come on, don't nobody believe this guy. Don't nobody believe this guy. Let's continue. Now, so far, the chef, a whistleblower comes forward saying that Chef Tafari family has reportedly come forward revealing that their nephew, their brother, their uncle, this young man was writing a tell-all book for years about the Obamas' misdeeds. And then he also admitted that he was in a sexual affair with President Obama. And then Larry Sinclair comes by and says that he was in an affair with Obama and they used to smoke drugs and all this other stuff. Okay, this is not so that the conversation can get all sensational or nothing like that. I'm just putting it all together, guys. All right, so it also fits a similar pattern to a little known case of a man named Donald Young, a member of Obama's church, who allegedly had a years-long intimate relationship with him. So, Donald Young is new to me. I have not heard of Donald Young before until just now. Please let me know in the chats if you've ever heard of Donald Young before. Just a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that would be cool. But I would like to know if you've heard of Donald Young. Also, guys, hit the like button if you haven't already. That would be great. All right, here we go. In the heat of his 2008 campaign, the night before Young was set to come forward to the American public to expose Obama, he was mysteriously shot and murdered in cold blood in what was later deemed to be a home invasion in Chicago. So timely. Such timely news right there, right? So you got Donald Young, who is about to come forward and talk about his year-long intimate relationship with President Obama during his 2008 campaign. The night before he was supposed to come forward with this information, he was mysteriously shot dead in a home invasion. Guys, this is nuts. This is absolutely insane. Let's continue. No suspect was ever charged with his murder. Come on, guys. Come on, y'all. So you mean to tell me that they didn't even investigate this? They didn't even investigate it further. They was like, man, forget that. He got what he deserved. He was probably unalived by, you know what? Never. I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's continue, because his investigation led to nothing. That man died for nothing. And the only thing he had was a story of him and the president being intimate. Here's another thing. This is a major revelation, and it appears that the truth about Barack Obama is finally coming to the mainstream of the American public. This begs the question, what really happened to Tafari Campbell, Obama's chef, and Donald Young? Here he is right here. What happened to him? Did Michelle know? Is this why his daughters no longer want to talk to him? What does his daughters know? Is this also why his daughters changed their last name? Just something to consider. Because the family knows. The family always knows the dirt. Before any information is put out there about anybody, the family knows. The family knows. Hold on. So Larry Sinclair did a press conference. Don't know if you guys seen it, in 2008. Then hold on one second. So check this out right here. Hold on one second. What is this? Now, I know y'all remember Joan Rivers right before she passed away. This is something that she said when she was going into a building. Watch this out.
Miss Rivers, how are you? you made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I'm so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we already
president?
have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay. She does this.
Now, y'all remember this right here. All right, so let me go ahead and stop being messy. I'm gonna stop being messy. Let me go up to my original story that we were discussing. Okay. All right. Let me get over here and make sure that I don't go across nothing that's gonna get me in trouble, because y'all already know how that go, right? All right, so here's the original story right here that got Dom Lucre, the gentleman that's inside of my thumbnail, the influencer, kicked off of social media. And just so you know, this is exactly what he says, and I'm gonna show you. He says, breaking, in 5 days, it will be a year since the Obama chef Tafari Campbell tragically drowned in the Obama estate pond that was 3 to 4.3 feet deep for 2 miles, despite him being 6 feet tall. And it's worth noting that, his size is important. Exclusive. I was banned on X 6 hours after I was the very first person to release those details about the pond he drowned in. Think about that, guys. Just think about that part right there. Just think about that part. All right? Think about that part. This brother put this information on X 6 hours. I mean, he put that information on X after he found it out, because he's a content creator. The first person get to it, post the video, and they go crazy viral. He posted it on X, and 6 hours later, he was banned. 6 hours later. To this day, X never verified why I was banned, yet claimed it appeared to be related to spam. I still believe this was because of what I found out about that pond. It drove all attention away from my story and made everyone focus on the ban. I feel enough time has passed to where I am safe enough to reveal this. Also, Dom Lucre says he is not suicidal. He had to put that information out there. So let's go ahead and watch this, guys. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments, man. This is nuts. All right? This is the video right here. Let's get to it.
911, the sign's recorded. Where is your emergency?
We have a male drowning in the back of the property right now. We have our rescue swimmers. They're attempting to go out there right now.
What's your phone number that you called in on? What's the best access?
Swimmer and an agent driving down there right now to get on the boat. Someone came running up to our back post saying that a gentleman, it's just a guest of the house, is out there drowning. So right now, our rescue swimmer's going out there.
And you said you guys have boat access, so what do you guys need? Do you need an ambulance, or do you need water rescue as well?
They didn't advise right now. I would say at least an ambulance, and I don't know if what they're doing in the back of the property right now. I know we have our rescue swimmer who's getting the boat right now. I would say at least
Hold up, I gotta read this right here. So this came from Dom Lucre when he was kicked off of X. And I'm not going to repeat the cursing words. I'm just going to, read them how I read them. He says, Elon Musk, you're weird for allowing these Democrats to push a narrative that I shared child prono. You even added the link to the article that I shared. You know you banned me over Obama. You're trying to ruin my credibility? This is toxic as fluctuating. If I shared child prono, where is it? All right, so this is what I was telling y'all. You see this violation right here? It says tweet 1, violating our child sexual exploitation policy. Everything falls under violating child sexual exploitation. That was the same thing for people sharing information about the Hunter Biden laptop. This was the exact same violation that was coming out. You may not post content that violates our child sexual exploitation policy, regardless of intent. Posting, retweeting, or linking to such content is strictly prohibited on Twitter. Repeated violation will result in suspicion of your account. Last I checked, there's not one child involved in this story at all. You know who should have do you know who should have received a child exploitation violation? President Obama should have received that on Michelle Obama's podcast just last week, when he said young boys need to have homosexual mentors. That is called child sexual exploitation. On January 27th, January 25th, 2017, Lizelle Margallo was arrested for her part in online pedophile ring, where she kidnapped babies to be raped and tortured on $10,000 of view live web stream on the dark web. The video, provided by Dutch police, sold by the pedo ring under the title Destruction. Here's the thing, bro. This is absolutely insane how they are just grooming these children right in our faces, and we can do nothing about it. The people who are the whistleblowers, the content creators, the people who are bold enough to speak up on it, we are the ones hit with the child sexual exploitation policy violations on these social media platforms. We cannot speak about them ad nauseum because then we get in trouble. This happened.
Ambulance. I don't know what the time is.
All right, I'll send the ambulance over, and I'll contact the fire chief and see where he wants to go, the duty chief, and see if he wants to drop the boat in there.
So there we have it, folks. A whole lot of nothing. Y'all remember this right here. Here's President Barack Obama. Well, I'm not going to show you that right quick. What I am going to show you is what Trump just now put up, because I thought that this was absolutely amazing. And some people, when I said that this was dope, somebody commented and said, yeah, he is a dope. But if you haven't seen this yet, here you go. Donald Trump put this up about the first 6 months of his presidency. Y'all let me know if it's cap or if it's absolutely the truth.
Trump marking 6 months in the White House.
It is my honor to introduce to you the 45th and the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Donald Trump immediately getting to work with a remarkable show of the use of executive power.
We've never seen anything like this. There's 20,000 people cheering for every executive order signed.
President Trump comes in and immediately begins taking action to fix each and every one of these fires that the Democrats started.
It's 6 months delivering on the agenda. This ultimately is promises made, promises kept by the president.
This is a message to the rest of the world. The days of ripping off America and Americans are officially over.
The Trump archives are a series of near impossible feats.
We have the safest, most secure border in the history of this nation.
Border crossings have dropped so much that federal agents now outnumber illegal crossers.
He had a mandate and he's delivering on it. The American economy is better for it.
NASDAQ and S&P both hitting all-time highs.
Gas prices are down. Retail sales are up. $2 trillion in international financial agreement and record tariff revenue.
The USA is on a roll.
Culminating in the signing of the One Big Beautiful Bill on July 4th.
A bill for and by the people.
Thanks to this bill, Trump could resign tomorrow and still point to an enduring legacy.
And he's full steam ahead for America.
This movement that President Trump has started is only getting bigger. It has more energy, more enthusiasm.
What he's going to do is show up and work hard and deliver every day for the American people.
You're watching history, so buckle up, because the next 3.5 years will probably be just as busy.
That was fire. That was fire. Now, my question is, where did they lie? Where did they lie? If anybody is inside the chat right now that disagrees with anything that was on that ad, please let me know right now, where did they lie? I am a forever student. When it comes to politics, I tell y'all all the time, I'm a novice. I'm learning daily about what goes on. This is my very first time voting as a Republican, but I've been registered as a Republican ever since Obama's second term. I used to be at my office when I worked for DOD. I was at DOD as an environmental protection specialist, working under environmental engineers and serving all types of scientists and chemists and all those other things and other engineers around there. But the entire time, I will have debates with people who were conservatives, and it was for fun for me. But they will always tell me that Hillary Clinton and the Clintons were crooks. They would tell me about Benghazi situation. How come nobody was arrested for that? It was just like, it just went over. Then I started looking deeper into it and realized that they were actually correct. Just simply doing my due diligence. Just simply doing my own research. Not accepting only what came to me via MSNBC and CNN, because unfortunately, I did not know that they weren't fair. I thought that they were giving me all the news. That's what I thought. I thought they were giving me the wins and the losses of both sides. Unfortunately, that's not the case. They only give you the wins and the losses of the side that controls them. They are machines pushing propaganda for their side that says, this is the agenda we want you to push. Get out there and push it. My thing is this. Which politician started like aggressively pushing the gay agenda? I bet their name is inside of my title. I bet their face is on my thumbnail. I promise you of that. And that's the part that hurt my heart so much, because, bro, I had an Obama dollar, like in a case, like something that I was planning on keeping forever, that was going to be worth so much because it had his face on it, man. I was an Obama stan. I was like, man, this dude is so cool. He come up in there with his black wife, his black children, his mother-in-law, their black dog. I'm like, man, this is blackness. This is black excellence right here. We're really about to get something. And it's unfortunate that that's where we are right now, because he is the president that really, 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 really pushed that gay agenda. I want to know why, though. I really want to know why. Because blacks had their own month, Black History Month in February. We're going to go ahead and give, okay. It was unnecessary. It was pointless. It's grooming the children. They even got books in the children's schools now in libraries called the Gay BCs that are being read by kindergartners right now. I'm just saying, and I have no issue with the community whatsoever. I have loved ones, cousins who are in the community, you know what I mean? Church members who are in the community, Do your thing. I have respect for everybody. I just want to know, why is it this president pushed, like literally pushed, that agenda? I want to know why the last 4 years, the whole administration pushed that agenda. It was like number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on their agenda. Like they had to get it in front of our faces. They had to make it bigger than what it was. Why is that? What are they trying to prepare us for? They had army generals who were trans dressed up in, come on now. So it's just a lot to consider, man. All I'm gonna say is this. Let me go. All I'm gonna say is this. This brother needs some type of there needs to be some type of justice for this gentleman, man. For real. There need to be some justice for this young man who passed away in Trump's pool. I mean, in Obama's pool. Here's a little bit from, if you can handle this. This is from President Barack Obama, and I want y'all to listen to what he says, because everybody should be held accountable. Heather Ramirez, thank you so much, and welcome to the family. Yeah, boy. That's what I'm talking about. Love the dog in the picture too. That's dope. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know on this, but I want y'all to be brutally honest. Brutally honest.
Consequences to these actions. They embolden other people to be cruel and divisive and racist. And it frays the fabric of our society. And it affects how our children see things. And it affects the ways that our families get along. It affects how the world looks at America. That behavior matters. Character matters. And by the way, while he's doing all that, it distracts all of us from the truly destructive actions that his appointees are doing all across the government, actions that affect your lives. You know, the Environmental Protection Agency that's supposed to protect our air and our water is right now run by an energy lobbyist that gives polluters free rein to dump unlimited poison into our air and water. The Labor Department, that's supposed to protect workers and their rights. Right now it's run by a corporate lobbyist who's declared war on workers. Guts protections to keep essential folks safe during a pandemic. Makes it easier for big corporations to shortchange them on their wages. The Interior Department, that's supposed to protect our public lands and wild spaces, our wildlife and our wilderness. And right now that's run by an oil lobbyist who's determined to sell them to the highest bidder. You've got the Education Department that's supposed to give every kid a chance, and that's run by a billionaire who guts rules designed to protect students from getting ripped off by for-profit colleges and stiff-arm students looking for loan relief in the middle of an economic collapse. I mean, the person who runs Medicaid right now is doing their best to kick people off of Medicaid instead of sign them up for Medicaid. Come on. When Joe and Kamala are in charge, they're not going to surround themselves with hacks and lobbyists, but they're going to appoint qualified public servants who actually care about looking out for you, for your job, for your family, for your health, for your security, for your planet. And that, more than anything, is what separates them from their opponents. They actually care about every American, including the ones that don't agree with them. And they're going to fight for you every day. They care about you, and they care about this democracy. They believe in a democracy. the right to vote is sacred, and that we shouldn't be making people wait in line for 10 hours to cast their ballot. We should be making it easier for everybody to vote. They believe that no one, especially the president, is above the law. They understand that.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait. Hold on 1 second. And guys, my apologies on the volume. This video is very low, so I cannot turn it up because I already have all of my volumes all the way up on this side. And yeah, so my apologies, guys.
Easier for everybody to vote.
But listen to what he's about to say.
They believe that no one, especially the president, is above the law.
No one, especially the president, is above the law. No one is above the law. Hold on, Synergy Strength. I'm getting there.
They understand that protest on behalf of social justice isn't un-American. That's the most American thing there is. That's how this country was founded, protesting injustice.
Okay, like Jan 6th, but we'll move on. All right, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member, for hitting that join button and joining us over here, family. Much love to you. Yeah. All right, so y'all saw what he said, right? Y'all saw what he said about nobody's above the law. Well, let's go. Let's go. All right, so this right here, nobody's above the law. Whenever somebody have this much proof that you could have potentially had something to do with them being unalive, we need to look into it. Why? Because no one's above the law. When you have this much information about someone who clearly tried to remove or tried to disadvantage someone for running for president, sir, no one's above the law. Donald Trump wins the election in 2016. In December 8th of 2016, the POTUS briefing was pulled. IC pulls product that contradicts Russia hoax narrative. On December 9th, the secret Russia hoax meeting. Obama officials meet to plan Russia hoax. December 9th, Obama order. IC begins outlining new assessment to claim election was hacked. The Washington Post becomes a part of it. Secret CIA assessment says Russia was trying to help Trump win White House. Then the New York Times did their part. Russian hackers acted to aid Trump in election, US says. NBC News also did their part. US officials. Putin personally involved in U.S. election hack. Deep state leaks. Obama officially uses their media propaganda arm to spread fake news. Fake weaponized assessment. Suppressed prior intelligence showing Russia lacked intent and capability to hack the 2016 election. Russian hoax. So if you are not above the law, then please explain to me why we have all this information that is against you, sir. All this information. On Friday, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard revealed overwhelming evidence that demonstrates how, after President Trump won the 2016 election against Hillary Clinton, President Obama and his national security cabinet members manufactured a politicized intelligence to lay the groundwork for what was essentially a years-long coup against President Trump. In the months leading up to the November 2016 election, the intelligence community consistently assessed that Russia is probably not trying to influence the election by using cyber means. On December 7th, after the election, talking points were prepared for DNI James Clapper that stating foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on election infrastructure to alter the U.S. presidential election outcome. On December 9th, President Obama's White House gathered top National Security Council principals for a meeting that included James Clapper, John Brennan, Susan Rice, John Kerry, Loretta Lynch, all those people. Now, this right here, as we can clearly see, the timeline just shows how everybody was in place, but they could not produce the information that they wanted to produce. But yet, President Obama wanted to stress the issue. Here's the whole log of everybody that was there. The summary of conclusions for a meeting of the Principals Committee. This was on December 9th, 2016. Susan Rice, Secretary John Kerry was there, Victoria Mullen, Adam Zubin, Brian McKeon, Loretta Lynch, Mary McCord, Secretary Jed Johnson, Rob Silvers, Dennis McDonough, Mayor Batar, Avril Haines, Lisa Monaco, Ben Rose, Richard Leggett, Joseph Dunford, John Brennan, Andrew McCabe, James Clapper, Neil Eggleston. The list goes on. The list goes on. So all of this information came out. Though Russia has long conducted cyber spying on U.S. agencies, companies, and organizations, this presidential campaign marks the first time Russia has attempted through cyber means to interfere in, if not actively influence, the outcome of an election, the official says. The CIA has concluded in a secret assessment that Russia intervened in the 2016 election to help Donald Trump win the presidency rather than just to undermine confidence in the U.S. electoral system, according to officials briefed on the matter. Then on December 14th, U.S. intelligence officials now believe with a high level of confidence that the Russian President Vladimir Putin became personally involved in a covert Russian campaign to interfere in the U.S. presidential election, senior U.S. intelligence officials told NBC News. This whole thing was put together, man. So if nobody's above the law, then that means maybe somebody should be held accountable. That's all I'm saying. Maybe somebody should be held accountable. That's all I'm saying. We got a couple of things pointed at President Barack Obama, but guess what? I don't believe any of this will be a factor. Nobody's going to be arrested. So let me see here. So that's what we have, guys. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments, man. I really appreciate you guys being a part of this morning's live stream. Morning Vantage, episode number 65. If you have not shared it yet, please be sure to do so, and let people know that we pull up every single morning. And what is that beeping noise I keep hearing? Okay, let me see. What is that beeping noise you keep hearing? No, it's not the smoke alarm, and that's racist. That's actually my PC. That's actually my computer. Michelle, that's racist. You are never supposed to say that there's a smoke alarm beep in the background of a black man's video. That is racist. All of my smoke alarms work just fine. Don't make no daggone sense. I'm a responsible black man. And you're trying to say that my smoke alarm. No apologies. I'm just playing. Guys, thank y'all so much for pulling up, being a part of the conversation this morning. It's been dope. Renee, if you could pull up so you and I can rap, that would be dope, man. I've been meaning to get with you all weekend to talk to you. So, but everybody else, be here at the group call at 11:30. That would be dope. And Michelle, I'm just playing with you. No, that wasn't a beep, and that wasn't racist. Continue to do your thing. All right. You have to drain the swamp before arrest can be made. Well, I want the swamp to be made. I want the swamp to be drained, but guess what? The Democrats didn't drain any swamps before any arrests were made. The Democrats did not wait to do a damn thing. They got people locked up, period. They were ready. So I want to see the same thing happen for them. All right. Thank you for pulling up, Heather Brooke. Shout out to Heather Brooke. And for joining us on the live stream, one of my newest besties on TikTok. All right. So also, guys, content creation, create some content, record yourself doing some videos, some live streaming on any platform. Tell your story, speak up about whatever you're interested in. This is not only for the kids. It's not only for the young adults. It's for you too. you have the story that if any of your family told your story, they will make millions. Won't you do it yourself? Won't you tell your own story? All right. Won't you get out there and add some value to other people's lives? And if you need some help, we do that over here. Check out our course. That's in the very first link in the descriptions underneath my YouTube video, this video specifically. And I would love to work with you. And if you need a team behind you, check me out with the VIP. Ask me what the VIP is about. Email me. Let's talk. Let's have a 15-minute sit down. All right. Thank you to all my blues for maintaining a positive and fun environment inside the chat. I really appreciate you guys. To all my greens, those are all of my members on the YouTube channel, LFR Family YouTube members. So thank you so much for joining, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are dope. And for everybody who submitted a super chat, thank you. And shout out to my new members, Heather Ramirez and Love Doge. All right. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. Check this out right here on your way out. Love y'all. And don't forget, if you want to do some content creation, let us help you. Peace. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.